Welcome to Fast Track Gains. I'm here to help you accelerate your gains. Okay, so what is the problem with chicken breast, broccoli, and rice? Well, there's nothing fundamentally wrong about this classic combo on face value. Chicken breast is an excellent source of protein. Animal meat, easy to cook, and almost no fat. Almost always the go-to protein choice if you want to lose body fat. Broccoli is an excellent choice of fiber, high satiety, low calories, antioxidants, almost always the go-to vegetable choice when people want to start eating clean. Rice is an excellent source of carbs, gluten-free, cheap price, easy to digest, almost always the go-to choice when people want to have just clean energies. So, judging at first glance, this classic trio has all the strong points from the general nutrition viewpoint. However, if you're a bit more advanced in the nutrition game like me, you will very quickly realize that there is a common critical link that all these three ingredients are missing. And it is this critical link that makes many transformation cases behind this classic trio extremely dubious. And this missing critical link is micronutrients. When we talk about nutrition, we always first pay attention to macronutrients, protein, fats, carbs, and even dietary fiber because your body needs them in large quantities to provide energy and support bodily functions. And that's why the classic trio has stayed on general health and fitness magazines for more than 50 years, because they pass the examination of macronutrients with almost perfect scores. However, in the game of micronutrients, the classic trio not only fails, but fails rather miserably. Micronutrients are vitamins and minerals that the body needs in small amounts for optimal health and development. They play crucial roles in various bodily functions, including enzyme production, hormone synthesis, and maintaining cell and organ health. All these functions may not matter so much when you're only trying to maintain your current body weight or in a slight caloric deficit, because your body is very resilient and it can maintain its functions even under suboptimal conditions. But when you want to put on muscle tissue on your body, especially when you want to put on muscle mass beyond a certain threshold, all these previously seemingly insignificant bodily functions will matter a great deal now, because muscle tissues are metabolically expensive tissues. Unless all your other bodily functions have been taken care of, your body will be very reluctant to put on more muscle mass. And not providing enough micronutrients is surely going to disrupt so many other bodily functions. That's why so many impressive transformations behind the chicken breast, broccoli, and rice look highly suspicious to me, because this combo is just so devoid of micronutrients. When you compare chicken breast to red meat, for example, beef, you will find that apart from being extremely lean and low fat, which is one big advantage by itself, I have to admit, chicken breast will lose almost on every other micronutrients against beef. Beef is higher in copper, iron, magnesium, zinc, vitamin B12. All these micronutrients are important for building muscle, and when you are trying to push your muscle mass beyond a certain threshold, they will arguably become even more important than the extra protein amount you have to throw into your diet. And here it is worth to mention the term I have coined on this channel again: generic ceiling height. For anyone that has been weight training for a while and aiming to get absolutely huge, you must have heard of the term genetic limit. It refers to the maximum amount of muscle mass you can put on your body without using anabolic steroids, and it is supposed to be a fat-free mass index of 25. While this term has been proven to be wrong on so many occasions, myself included, you will find that another limit that most natural fitness channels share, a fat-free mass index between 22 to 23, is much more applicable and much more realistic to most people. Almost all the biggest YouTube natural fitness channels, Jeff Cavalier, Jeremy Ether, Scott Herman, Sean Nanawagi, and many others all have a fat-free mass index somewhere in this range. It seems like this is a ceiling that most people cannot break despite decades of consistent training, hence why I coin this term generic ceiling height. There are a lot of advantages to stay within the generic ceiling height, and one advantage is, for most people, you can achieve this kind of physique with just chicken breast, broccoli, and rice. But what if you want to break the generic ceiling height? Well, this is where all the micronutrients become highly important. And that's why Arnold Schwarzenegger has steak and eggs for his meal. Jay Cutler recommends red meat instead of chicken breast for bulking. And Matt Wenning jokingly said to Stan Affordine in one of his interviews, "You have seen jacked cows before, but what's the last time you saw a jacked chicken?" When it comes to putting on muscle mass, red meat always beats chicken breast because it is just so much richer in micronutrients. The same thing is with rice. Now, granted, rice is a very clean carb source, much better than pasta because it is gluten-free and therefore does not cause so much inflammation to the body, which is a big advantage by itself again. But when you look past this point, you will find rice has nothing else to offer other than just clean energy. In comparison, potatoes are a good source of several micronutrients, including vitamin C, potassium, and B vitamins like folate and vitamin B6. Sweet potatoes are even better. They are rich in several micronutrients, notably vitamin A and C, and minerals like potassium, manganese, and copper. Quinoa is a highly nutritious food source rich in various micronutrients. It's a good source of iron, manganese, phosphorus, magnesium, and zinc, along with folate, and is very rich in ecdysterone, the substance that supposedly helps you unlock more muscle growth potential. When you compare rice to all these other carb sources, black or red rice may still stand a small chance, but white rice will be totally destroyed by other candidates. The only element that has some decent micronutrients out of the Holy Trinity is broccoli. There's a reason why broccoli has always been a superstar when it comes to healthy eating. However, it still has its own problems. Like other cruciferous vegetables, broccoli contains goitrogens, which can potentially interfere with your thyroid function if you eat them in large quantities. But more to the point, when it comes to fruits and vegetables, as I said in my previous video, 10 Fitness Commandments, 7 Nutrients, you need to eat the rainbow, meaning all colors of fruits and vegetables to absorb all different kinds of polyphenols and other micronutrients. And that means carrots, yellow capsicum, red cabbage, black plum, and more. Bottom line is, just broccoli is not enough. Variety is the spice of life, and you need all the colors on your plate to have access to various micronutrients. And finally, the kryptonite to this holy trinity: no quality fats. For too long, fat has been carrying a bad reputation. Yes, it is the most calorie-dense macronutrients. Yes, the abundance of fats we consume are not essential and actually are all very low quality. And yes, even with healthy fat sources, you still can only consume them in moderate amounts. But there's a reason why fats are essential. Without enough essential fats, particularly omega-3s, you will run into many other problems. And although high saturated fat is not good for your cardiovascular health, sufficient saturated fat is absolutely necessary for hormone synthesis, particularly testosterone. That's why salmon and steak have always been included in IFBB Pro's shopping list, just like a chicken breast. And I would even argue that they will be even more important to you because you don't have the extra help from all the PEDs. Alright, I hope by now you have realized the importance of all these seemingly insignificant micronutrients and the real shortcomings of the classic combo. Yes, the Holy Trinity will help you grow to a certain ceiling height, the generic ceiling height. But if you want to break the generic ceiling height, you will need to eat much more than just simply chicken breast, broccoli, and rice. That's it, guys. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. In the next video, I will tell you the true ingredients you must include in your diet if you really want to get as big as me. Stay tuned and I will reveal my top secrets to you. Peace out.